It's what's so important about makeup. It's supposed to be fun and expressive and help you reveal your favorite part of yourself. Hey everyone, I'm Sheena, founder of Kosas, and I'm here at the MECCAversity studio to teach you my favorite comfy glam look. You know that feeling that you get when you walk into a room and someone just looks comfortable and confident and healthy? That's the feeling of comfy glam. Comfy glam is what the Kosas makeup look is all about. It's a version of you, so it's accentuating and exaggerating your features just a little bit, but it still looks just like you. So let's kickstart our comfy glam. I start every single makeup look with Plump and Juicy Serum Spray. This is my entire skincare routine in one bottle. My skin feels hydrated and refreshed. It lays the perfect hydrating base for my makeup. The next step in my routine is BB Burst, and BB Burst is a tinted gel cream. Everything that we do at Kosas is 100% makeup and 100% skincare. So BB Burst gives you super natural, really light coverage that's buildable, and also it's a really potent and active hydrator. It almost has like a watery jelly quality, and it gives you a cooling burst right when it touches your skin. I'm using my summer shade right now, which is 25. It's medium warm tan. The next product I'm using is Revealer Concealer, and it is a cult favorite for a reason. I'm using the shade 3.8 on my under eyes to brighten, and then I'm gonna use a slightly deeper shade on the rest of my face for more coverage. I named this product Revealer Concealer because I believe that makeup is an opportunity to reveal your favorite parts of yourself, which is a philosophy that's really important to me at Kosas. And it's also embodied in the name Kosas itself. Kosas is named after the koshas, or the 5 layers of the self. It's a Vedic philosophy that the way that you look on the outside is a representation of who you truly are on the inside. And that is one reason why it's called Revealer. The other reason why it's called Revealer, when you take Revealer Concealer off, you reveal even better skin underneath. We use caffeine and peptides and hyaluronic acid to help brighten the dark circles around your eyes, and arnica and provitamin B5 that help to soothe any inflamed skin. I am an oily skin girl who loves a dewy, glowy look. I had to figure out how to solve that, and that's how Cloud Set was born. Cloud Set is a baked setting and smoothing powder. The baked formula starts out as a liquid. It starts out as a moussey texture, so we can add active skincare ingredients to it when it's in that phase. We use powder to set, smooth, blur areas where we have texture, and the active ingredients in Cloud Set also help to do that. Things like bamboo stem extract and passion flower extract, which help to reduce the look of pores. And the most important thing about Cloud Set is that it lets you take away the shine that you don't want while still keeping the glow that you do want. This might be my favorite Kosas product, but don't tell the other ones that I said that. This is the Sun Show bronzer, and it's also a baked formula, like all the powders that we create at Kosas. I love this step in my routine because this is where I really actually get to sculpt out my features. What's so special about the Sun Show is that this is not a matte bronzer. It has a subtle glow, so it literally looks like you've been in the sun. And one of my favorite tricks is to take the corner of my sideburn right here, just the corner of my hair, and tug it so that I can see where I'm creating this line of my cheekbone. And I place the Sun Show right on top of that. And that helps to create this really beautiful lift. One fun way that I like to use the Sun Show is to just sweep it over my lid to create almost like an overall bronzy makeup look. It really helps to harmonize my cheek and my eye. It looks really healthy with just the right amount of glow. I'm gonna pick my blush next. I like to pick my blush and my lip at the same time because this is really gonna be like the main color part of my face, and I wanna make sure that the blush and the lip are balanced, that they go together, and that there's just kind of like a really good harmony and match between them. First off, I like to layer blushes, so I like to use them for different reasons. I'll use a more neutral blush to create more definition and shape, and then I like to use a brighter blush to bring a lot of color and blood flow and life to my skin. I'm gonna use Hot Liner in Beyond to shape my lip, and I'm actually gonna do my lip liner first because that'll help me know how much blush to use. A lot of people ask me what my desert island product would be, I think it would be hot liner. The transformation is so profound. I always overline a little bit on the Cupid's bow because I'm really looking for that pouty lip shape, as much lift as possible. And I overline just a little bit underneath my lower lip as well. The trick to overlining is to first just fill in your natural lip line and sort of blend that out and create like a little base before actually like moving to the next step of overlining, so that you're going a little bit at a time and checking and taking a look to make sure that it looks okay. If you do want to sharpen it and you want to have that point, it does come with a little built-in sharpener, and the most important part, a little built-in brush so that you can blur and soften the edges of the lines. This is one of my favorite go-to shades. It's a mauvey pinky brown, so it's like a little cool and a little warm. And what I love about it is it almost lets you contour and shape your lip. So I feel so much better with my lip liner on. I can't even tell you what a difference it makes. Now that I have my lip, I can really get started with my cheek. It's called Blush is Life because blush brings so much life to your face. And when you're living your life to the fullest, that's when you look the happiest and most alive. And that's the effect that we get with blush. And each of the shades are also named after a different feeling that you get when you're living your life to the fullest. This one that I'm using is called Dreamland. So I'm using Dreamland more on the outer part of my cheek here to create a bit more shape and sculpture to my face. And it's such a perfect neutral shade. Now I'm gonna go in with the shade Thrill, and I'm gonna add some real pop of color to my cheeks. What's so special about the baked formula is that it's just so smooth. It almost feels seamless, like it melts into your skin. When I'm doing a bright color like this, I like to use a light hand, find the apple of my cheek, and blend very slowly and carefully so that I don't go too far. It's all about like finding the lines and the connection. It's all about highs and lows, color, light, shadows. It's really all of the things that we're playing with to create more dimension, more life, like bring your features to life. And blush lets you do that in a whole bunch of different ways. So I know that I'm gonna be using a brightener over top of this, so I'm actually gonna go with a heavier hand on my blush. I'm gonna get this like underpainted effect that's gonna make the color look like it's almost coming from inside of my face instead of on top of my face. So the next area I'm gonna go to is brow. I'm using Brow Pop Dual Action Defining Pencil in medium brown, and then I'm gonna use Airbrow Tinted Brow Gel in medium chocolate brown. And the reason I use both of these is the pencil helps me fill in the areas and really create definition in my brow. And the gel brings a lot of volume to each individual brow hair. My favorite thing to do also, since I know I'm gonna be using two different brow products, is I like to mix the tones so that I can create some dimension in my brow so the whole thing doesn't end up looking boxy or like one big sort of strip. This one has a more neutral undertone and this one has a warmer undertone. And mixing them together is gonna give me a ton of definition in my brows. But the first step is really knowing your own brows. So I know that I have a part on my eyebrow, on my left brow, right at the top here, that is really sparse. I also have a huge amount of drop off on the tail of my brow. So I'm really like missing out on a lot of structure on this whole end piece of my brow. So by filling it in with a pencil, I get to really maximize that feature and create a ton of structure to my face. Sometimes I like to look at my brows when I'm filling them in from a bit farther away, because I think when we get a little too close is when we go more overboard. And first, I just want to understand the general shape. So next I'm gonna go in with Airbrow Tinted Brow Gel. This is a volumizing brow gel. It's also full of brow care active ingredients. It has biotinol tripeptide 1, it has castor oil. These are all ingredients that really help to support the health of your brow. They really help to support the fullness of your brow. With Airbrow, I like to start on the back half of my brow because that's where I need the most volume. That's when my brush is the most full of gel. So I start on the second half of my brow, and then once most of the gel has been used up, then I move towards the front of my brow because I never want the front to look too heavy or too boxy. There are plant-based fibers in this formula, and that's what gives you that fluffy look. Now, this is the newest addition to the Kosas collection. It's Soul Gazer Intensifying Gel Eyeliner. They take you out of your comfort zone of just like a traditional brown or black but they still feel like you. And the overall result is that it makes your eyes look really pretty. I'm gonna use the shade Enigma, and this is a shade that I would normally have never thought to use before, but now that I have it, it's become one of my favorites. It's a blackened blue satin, so it almost gives you that effect of deep, dark ocean water, and it creates that same kind of mystery when you put it on your eyes. The most important thing when doing your eyeliner is to look straight ahead. The minute I look down or I close my eye, I have no idea how to follow the lines of my face anymore. And that's when things get really complicated. So we look straight ahead, eyes open, and I'm gonna follow my lower lash line as though there's an imaginary dotted line going from the end of my lash line straight up, just continuing that line, because the point is to just elongate my eye a little bit. So now I have the basis of that line, and I'm gonna follow it right back straight across my lid, all while looking straight ahead. And now that I have that outline, I can close my eye and fill it in. The Soul Gazer comes with a little smudger at the end too, and I'm gonna use that to just soften the line on my lower lash line a tiny bit. It also has a built-in sharpener so that you can create that point whenever you needed it. No one would have usually said that a deep blue eyeliner is the right shade for brown eyes, but there's something about the intensity of both shades next to each other that almost creates a form of tension that's just like so alluring. It just draws you in. I love to tightline my upper inner waterline, and that just helps there be no break between my eye and my lash line. I feel like a new person on this side. You can really start to see what I mean by when you find those lines in your face, like really completing the brow, really elongating the eye, really shaping out the cheekbone, and of course shaping out the lip. It's really starting to bring so much harmony and such a difference to my face. I still look like me. I look in the mirror, I recognize myself, but this is my favorite version of myself. I feel like I look alive, I look healthy. It's you, but with a little extra. Do you guys want to know my secret eyeliner trick that I always do? Okay, so I use the shade Gravitate. Gravitate is really special. It's like a nudie shade, but it's like just the right tone. We worked really hard to create a tone that looks really human, and I use this on my inner waterline, and it just makes my eyes pop. One of my favorite go-to lip combos is Hot Liner and Beyond with Wet Stick in 100 degrees. And then just like with brows, when we combine tones and combine textures, it really creates a ton of dimension. So I'm gonna add a layer of wet lip oil gloss. And this one just has these color shifting pearls. It brings the entire thing to life. It gives you a ton of shine. It really is a treatment for your lips, but it also really nails it on color. This is my secret final step. These are the new Cloud Set brightening powders. They give you almost like a cloud-like effect on your skin. Sometimes we call it angel skin or cloud skin or dream skin. Regardless, it looks beautiful. Choose your shade based on your shade family. So if you are light to light medium, you'd be the shade Candy. If you are medium to medium tan, then you'd be the shade Buttery. And if you're medium deep to deep, then you'd be the shade Peachy. I'm gonna use the shade Candy as my very, very last step. And I am just gonna press this right into this magic triangle in my face. It really brings your entire look together. And so what has happened now is I've essentially glazed another smoothing and brightening layer over top my entire look. And all that blush and all that bronzer and all of those other things that were underneath now look like they're coming from within my skin. This is my final look. I call it Comfy Glam. It really looks like me. I feel like what I've done is maximized every feature on my face, really used the details that I know that are personal to me to create a real transformation that still feels just like me and feels so comfortable and feels like the favorite version of myself. And then the result is this like incredible transformation where I just feel good. I feel like good and comfortable and happy in my skin. And that is what I hope makeup does for everyone. So if you'd like to find your own comfy glam, head into Mecca or jump online. Bye!